We're starting with Boys in the Wood.
Okay.
Boys in the Wood.
Boys in the Wood.
That was the original title. They changed it because John Singleton passed away, and they didn't want to.
DJ Beetroot.
It makes a little more sense than Get Duked, but
Get Duked.
Get Duked.
When I say get,
you say Duked.
Get
Duked.
Get
Duked on DJ Beetroot.
DJ Beetroot.
Get Duked was the original working title of the film, though. They went from Get Duked to Boys in the Wood, and then back to Get Duked after John Singleton passed away.
I like Boys in the Wood better.
I do too. It's a much better title.
This movie is like if Hot Fuzz was dropped on its head as a baby.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, that's good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was just funny as hell. And,
it's a lot of fun.
And it gets really compelling. Once it starts up, it does not stop. And 90 minutes. Come on.
This movie is
Scott, did you cut your hair? You're looking handsome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a haircut, and it's all like
dashing.
We're trying to look good here.
This is that bit in Train Spotting where they all get off the train and go stand at the base of the hill.
I don't hate the English. They're just wankers.
Yeah,
and we're worse because we're being colonized by wankers.
Yeah, they took. It's like that whole bit, and then you just like throw it into a vat of hallucinogens, and
I hate to.
It's a real thing too, isn't it? The Duke of Edinburgh challenge.
Yes. The DOE award is a real thing.
So I hate to admit this, even though we weren't delinquents like these kids, but this was exactly my crew. Like I was a rapper in high school, and we had a band, and we were called the 121 Players, and I dressed exactly like DJ Beetroot. And I fucking
you got to see pictures.
You need to put that in.
We can just imagine it.
Except for the delinquency stuff, like I totally identify with these kids.
What was your rapper / what was your DJ name?
I had a couple. My name was Seasick with like a C-6.
Oh, that's great. That's
fantastic. That's actually good.
I want to point out one thing about that in the movie is that the name of his mixtape is Cocktails.
Yeah.
And at one point he says, "This is the first time I've ever rapped about anything that wasn't
about my dick."
Right.
Yeah. It's so good.
And
that's such a stupid 17-year-old boy. I'm only making rap songs about how cool my dick is.
Yeah.
It's so big. The rap that he does do, and that the Scottish farmer ends up.
That's what's going on there. And we saw Getting High scenes in Die the Dolls, Return of, whatever it was. And saw Getting High scenes in that movie by Cronenberg. And this has got him beat. This was actually the best Getting High scenes I've seen in movies in a long time.
Oh, when their face,
all their heads
get big and all over the place. That's so.
There's all the hands, and then his hands go into the hands.
His hands come back. His hands come back down out of the sky and land on his wrist.
That's the best.
It was so it's so good.
That's very, very clever
enthusiasm.
This dude, the guy who directed this, which I think this is his first movie that he did, is really talented. Like he wrote this, he directed it, he was one of the editors on it.
And it's a good way to do something small but effective.
And you can tell like Eddie Izzard, who's a producer on it, went to bat for this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like the last crop of films we had that had kind of angels behind them.
Yeah.
This kind of, I guess, in England too.
Well, this had Amazon money behind it, so they were able to go out and get like good music for it.
Yeah, right.
And this movie fucking rules.
Although
that must have been a big part of the budget.
There's a lot of Run the Jewels, and they're fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was not an expensive film to make, at least visually.
It was walk around in the Highlands, and you need some vehicles, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Occasionally there'll be a vehicle gag.
And you need like 2 CG shots, one for the guy getting run over with the.
I was just gonna say, I can't believe they had some balls, and they actually fucking ran over that dude and killed him in the script.
And I need CG for the Getting High stuff, but that must have been fun for somebody. Like
that was some After Effects, some basic stuff.
I mean, they weren't even. It was. Anybody here could do it. It
didn't cost money. It just took time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there was a couple of character actors that I've seen, like that woman. She was in The Witch, right? She was the wife in The Witch.
You mean the cop?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was really familiar.
The guy driving the tractor.
The farmer tractor guy is a total character actor.
Oh yeah, he was in Braveheart, for Christ's sake.
Braveheart. He gets his armor.
I love the part of him just in the tractor, just like listening to it, just fucking like bopping out.
Dick like Tyrannosaurus. He's just like
they don't know what they're gonna see when they get into that barn, and then they're all at the other end of the barn, and then suddenly like they recognize him, and like the whole movie flips.
DJ Beetroot.
He's a farmer celebrity.
Yeah.
Farm side, just do this, and
just do that.
They'll all know. Like
they'll have your back.
I like a dude walking with a fork. Hey, it's well sharp.
Yeah, it's well sharp.
Well, and then he stabs him. They're fighting back and forth with the knife and the fork, and he stabs him with the fork. And he goes,
sword fighting.
The fucking fork is sharp.
Yeah,
it was the most effective weapon in the whole.
But they were so high. But the sword fight with it was really good.
Yeah, it was really funny with a little penknife.
That was delightful. I don't know. You think that mask thing was overkill?
No.
What, these two?
No, the idea of putting masks on them. I mean,
that's just hard to critique this movie and say, oh, they went over the top at some point.
No, they made him creepier. It was cool.
Up and they all have the weird masks on.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is what weird fucking rich.
This movie coasts on the enthusiasm of the director
and the cast. The cast,
they're all having a blast.
Yeah.
Near the penultimate scene where the van reappears in a.
Oh my god!
The thing is,
funny.
At that point, I laughed, almost fell out of my chair. Says, "Okay, this is the kind of film where we just saw." Right. It's like, of course, that's gonna happen here and and solve everything. It's like,
well, you never saw where it ended up, so you knew it was going to reappear at some point in the film.
Chekhov's van.
Right.
And it was like good that.
Well, and also, I want to point out that Duncan calls it because he's like, no, it's okay. This is an island. It'll fall off a cliff eventually.
It's true.
But you had the nerd kid, and obviously one of the best moments in the script is when he says, they're like, why don't you just do this with your mates? And obviously he doesn't answer, but the answer is, I don't have any mates.
Yeah. Right.
And then later on, the three of them are like, we don't have any mates either. Why do you think we only hang out with each other?
He's like, you're just more of those cool people who don't want to hang out with me. And they're like, no.
And they're like, no, we're not cool. We're not cool at all. We just are. There's just three of us that have bonded.
That's nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
Although I didn't know how DJ.
It's a very sweet film on a certain level, which is like not what this like weird horror-ish black comedy movie. I was not expecting it to be sweet.
Yeah, it's like Stand By Me on mushrooms.
That's almost the only place where it takes a minute, it takes a breath, and does kind of delve into the characters and their backgrounds and stuff beyond just sort of parody at the beginning. It's just.
But I like
those montages
that shit is very funny.
They're delinquents. They're delinquents.
The strength of this though is that it's not sentimental.
Right.
Yeah.
And Stand By Me is like the definition of sentimental, even though I like it. But
and then there's really good filmmaking stuff like this. Like they're all standing there. So you see the one thing that's like, did you see Alan? And just as they're standing there, and then they all slowly walk away, and you see all the missing posters.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit. Like.
Oh yeah.
Well, the foreboding in the first,
the first act, the foreboding is great. They're gonna go walking straight into hell.
Being obvious.
Yeah.
Like, obvious is fine if it works. And
this is a good indie film. I mean, it didn't blow me away, but it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Agreed.
The bunny shit stuff was good.
Yeah. Well, the rabbit poo. Yeah.
I mean, for a first feature,
yeah, you could do a lot worse.
I mean, you had this setup where you had DJ Beetroot walking out into the Highlands dressed in immaculate white.
Yeah.
Part of the media's attention of seeing what's going to happen to his outfit.
And then he won't take the boots either.
I know.
Literally, this was me and my friend.
DJ Beetroot's not going to wear that.
This was my friend and I. We went to a Renaissance fair. So imagine DJ Beetroot dressed like that. That was me at a Renaissance fair.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically what this is, except the knight's trying to murder him.
Yeah. I can see you and your crew like slapping those
dude. I had like white
in Ren Fair, right?
Yeah, right.
White jeans and my hat to the side. And
oh my god. You gotta send me pictures, man. That's all you have to do that.
Yeah, it'd be good for the edit.
Yeah.
I wonder how long this took to make, because it couldn't have possibly been more than a couple of weeks.
A 3-week shoot, maybe a month.
Maybe.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like
I don't even think it was that long. I think it
No,
was
and you're dodging
Yeah,
rain.
I
You
bet
can
it
see a
was
lot of
less.
places. You can see a
I bet
lot
it
of
was
places they put a
less.
scrim up.
they
to keep
go
the
out
rain
to the highlands with a
Uh-huh.
camera. They sort of wander around and
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the beats. They got
also,
the
it's
script.
not the Highlands. This is all filmed right on the border.
It's the borders. Yeah, it's in the lowlands actually. Looks like the Highlands.
The
There's some
Highlands
there's some
actually-
nice scenery in it.
Yeah, no, the Highlands are pretty rugged. This is yeah. It's almost Yorkshire basically.
Right.
But yeah, it's not bad. Well, are we done?
I mean, they're charming.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is one of those movies where it's
silly in
like,
a good way.
there's not much to criticize because what
Yeah.
are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking nitpick this? Like,
Not really.
that's
No,
right.
no. It's actually it's a wonderful.
It's
the
a fine
acting's
little
pretty
movie.
good.
Yeah,
Everything's pretty good. This movie,
Yeah, everything's
Yes.
pretty good.
It's
They
pretty
don't-
good.
At no point did they fuck up.
No,
Right.
and it's funny because when you said we were doing this, I go to Amazon to go put it on my wish list. I'm like, oh, it was already there.
Oh, there it is.
So
I had never heard of it.
2.5 years. 2.5 years. I brought this up in October of 2020.
Wow.
Maybe that's what caused me to go
No,
get
I
it.
realized that I had seen half of it because when it came out, I watched it. I remember watching it, but I didn't. Something I had to go, or so I had to go somewhere because when I looked it up again, you know how it tells you how far you got into the movie, and I was like, I saw half of this already.
Well, I mean, this is the kind of thing that like, who's going to find it now? Like, it's the problem with streaming services.
Yeah,
is
but
that,
if you
I mean,
want
there's a million
something
things to watch, and they're all buried.
If you want something,
That's
light,
why I picked it. God
No,
damn it.
it's
No,
great.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
if you
Yeah,
want, it
The
should have more
one thing
promotion.
that we do for this fucking society is we
That's
find
right.
shit like this,
We
and
find
put it out
excellent-
in the world and say, you need to fucking watch
Yeah,
this.
we do. That's true. That's probably going to be the clip too, might I add.
There you go.
But,
Nice.
that's the whole point. It's like this is like a nice, well-made midline film, not a big budget, not a big release, and it just vanished into the noise if we didn't bring it up once in a while.
Seriously.
About these. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
All thanks to my wonderful friend Violet for
Well, okay,
bringing this
well-
up to me.
Well, I'm just
Thank
like
you, Violet.
Pass on our compliments to Violet. There you go. There. Oh,
To Violet.
You guys
To
know
Violet.
me. I have my finger on the I'm on the hunt all the time. So when this right when this came out is when I watched like the first half of it because I was like, I just want to see everything new,
Right, yeah, nothing wrong with that, man.
So yeah, but I didn't finish it, and so thank you I got to finish it.
There you
Right.
go.
Solid and
Well,
enjoyable.
let's do thumbs again. So
Thumbs again.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do
thumbs.
it.
Well executed, well acted, nice. It was
Reload.
focus and color is great.
I did watch it with subtitles though. Don't judge me.
Oh, I had to. You had to.
I couldn't get him to go on for most of the movie, and then
I don't. I've seen Train Spotting so many times that I feel like the Scottish accent is. It's like my second language.